100% carnivore friendly mayo. If you're anything like me, you have been looking at carnivore mayos before and you always see that they require either lemon juice or vinegar or both. However, on this channel, we are going to try to keep things 100% carnivore friendly, meaning that we are only going to use products from animals. For this recipe, you are going to need a quarter cup or 56 grams of bacon grease, 4 tablespoons or 50 grams of butter, around a tablespoon of sour cream, around a tablespoon of cream cheese, and 1 medium egg. We want both the bacon grease and the butter slightly melted, so I'm going to put them in the air fryer for like a few minutes on low temperature just so that they melt. And then we are going to get started with the egg, because the egg we are going to pasteurize. And the reason for that is that we are not aiming to get salmonella today. And I would highly suggest that you also pasteurize your eggs, unless for some weird reason getting salmonella is on your bucket list. If you already know how to pasteurize eggs, then simply use the timestamps down below to skip to the next part. Make sure you subscribe though. We are trying to reach 25,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I know it's kind of ambitious, but I think it's gonna be possible with your help. If you do not know how to pasteurize eggs, then, well, all you're going to need is a thermometer, because we need to keep a specific temperature of the water in order to pasteurize the egg. But first, I'm just going to put in some cold water in here, just enough to cover the egg, and then we'll get started. I added 2 more eggs because 1 egg just looked a little bit lonely there. And we are going to start this on medium heat. So you don't want the heat to go up fast, because otherwise it's not going to do the process properly. In the meantime, my bacon grease and butter have already melted, so I'm just letting them to cool down a bit. And yeah, let me just get this thermometer started. With this one, there's a possibility to just set like your target temperature, and it's going to beep if it goes above. I will do that, and then I will tell you the conversion. Oops. So we don't want it to be higher than 61 degrees Celsius or 141 Fahrenheit. So just like that. And basically, if the temperature is going to go above 61, then I'm going to start adding a little bit more cold water and just turn the heat down a bit. If you are Googling for guides on how to pasteurize eggs, some of them might tell you, yeah, you can do it without thermometer, just watch for the bubbles to start going up. However, I don't know if you can see, they have been going up for the last like 2 minutes or so, and that's not the indication, it's still 52 degrees Celsius, so I wouldn't really rely on that if you just want to, yeah, keep yourself safe. Of course, there are people who eat raw eggs and nothing happens, so I just don't want to risk it. There are a couple of brands of bio eggs where they have certification that the chickens have been, for example, vaccinated against salmonella, but I mean, better safe than sorry. It does take a couple of minutes. You can do it in batches depending on how many raw eggs do you use. So we are almost close to 60 degrees, and then I'll cover the next step. All right, so it's 59 now, close to 60. When it's going to hit 60, I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. I mean, it does say 3 to 5, so it's now 60. Let's do 5 minutes, and we want to keep it at around 60 degrees Celsius. I mean, the range is between 60 and 65. Just going to try to keep it at more or less 60. If it's going to go above 62, I'll just put in more cold water like I did just now. But as you see, you don't need a lot because I did put a drop, and it does go down quite quickly. I forgot to mention, but obviously you can also just lower the heat once it reaches the 60 degrees so that you don't have to put the water all the time, and it's going to keep it for a longer time. And now it is done. I have already prepared like a small cold water bath with a few ice blocks, and we will just transfer all of the eggs there to completely cool down for a couple of minutes. I will let them stay there for like 2-3 minutes, and that's it. That's how you get your eggs safe. And now for the main part, we just need 1 egg. I took the biggest one of the medium-sized eggs, Crack it in. Now you want to add all of the butter, 1 tablespoon of cream cheese. I'm using the one from Kerrygold because it is the best. 1 tablespoon of sour cream and all of the bacon fat. You want to make sure that the bacon fat is not too hot because otherwise it's going to cook the egg. And now, if you are a normal person, you might want to use a hand mixer, a whisk, or I guess I will use a fork because that's what I'm most comfortable with. Whisk it good. Or in my case, I'm just going to do this until I get tired. Instead of this mixture being done, but until I am done, which is usually not that long. Just want to make sure there are no big chunks. Yeah, and I'm slowly starting to approach my limit. I completely forgot to mention that you can also add a bit of salt, or a lot, depending on what you like, and mix it all in. And now for the most important step, we need to refrigerate this thing for at least half an hour. When it comes to storage itself, well, it's in general good to eat for 3 to 5 days as long as you keep it in the fridge. Of course, it doesn't have a longer shelf life because of the fact that we are not adding any acid like lemon juice or vinegar. But if you make a small batch like this one, maybe to use it on carnivore tacos or pizza or whatever you like, really, it's going to be just enough. Yeah, now I'm for real done. Let's lick this fork. It has a nice taste. Let's pop it in the fridge and I'll see you in half an hour. It's been more than a half an hour and our mayo is ready. Of course, it is not liquid, but let's give it a try. Oops, my taco in the background is falling. So if you mix it up just like a little bit as much as where you want to use it. First, let's give it a finger try. It's very nice. To be honest, it's been so long since I've had like actual store-bought mayo that it's hard for me to compare, right? Oh yeah, it's perfect. So simply to get some kind of a sauce, this is perfect. You can feel the egg. The cream cheese, maybe I shouldn't have added more salt. It's a bit more salty than I would have personally preferred. So if you are adding also cream cheese, then maybe like be more careful of this with the salt. And yeah, these tacos I made yesterday, so make sure to click here and check them out.